friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're thriving and striving like I always say. Thanks for stopping in, guys, and hanging out with me for just a little bit and talking about some movies. Today, my friends, we're talking about a movie from 1980 called Saturn III. It's directed by Mr. Stanley Donen, and it stars Farrah Fawcett, Kirk Douglas, and Harvey Keitel. Before we get down to the nitty-gritty, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified, guys. This is an interesting science fiction film. It feels like it's from the 60s because it's got that super sexy, like hippie vibe to it. But then it feels a little ahead of its time because it's 1980 when this is made, and the story is pretty interesting. So the story's this. We have Kirk Douglas, Farrah Fawcett, they're on this space station. Earth is overpopulated. It relies on space stations off in space to grow the food, send it back home so people can eat. Farrah Fawcett and Kirk Douglas have been on this space station for several years, researching hydroponics, growing stuff. They've become lovers over this time, even though he's an older gentleman. She's a younger sex pot kind of pretty lady, and then they get a new person on the station in Harvey Keitel. He's Captain Benson. He comes in and he's from Earth. Farrah Fawcett's never been to Earth. Kirk Douglas kind of remembers it. But he's from Earth, and he's just a psychopath. He doesn't know how to control his emotions or anything like that. So he basically just says what he thinks, does what he wants, and to hell with the consequences. And that's just his character in a nutshell. But really, it's like he tries to turn Farrah Fawcett against Kirk Douglas and vice versa. And it's really and he's building this robot, right? He's building this robot, and I think his name is Hector. He's building this robot, and then he transfers his consciousness, his psychopathic tendencies and things like that onto this robot. And now they're all trapped on this station with a killer crazy robot. Cool beans. I dug it. I liked the movie because, again, like I said, it felt a little ahead of its time with the subject matter and the talking points, I should say, the thematic elements presented with the crazy captain who comes from Earth. So does that speak volumes about the people on Earth now? Are they all psychos just killing each other and sexing each other up? I don't know. But it begs the question, if he came from Earth, is that what the people on Earth are like now? Or is he just an anomaly? And then also, it's like Farrah Fawcett, like I said, she's younger. Kirk Douglas is older. Is he grooming her? Because I don't think this film would have flown today with the sexual ideas presented. Because everybody nowadays has been like, oh, he's grooming her, he's a predator, he's and then Harvey Keitel is going to, SA her, just different things like that. I don't think this film would have flown because of those reasons. People are a little too sensitive nowadays. But this was a product of its time, which I always love watching films, older films that are products of their time, because you get a sense of what society was like, what civilization was like. If you watch something like this, where you're in the 80s and it's the 80s, so it's the Cold War. We're talking about space exploration more, all this kind of stuff. So the imagination is running wild, and people are, writing these stories about growing food on space stations, so everything, it just felt maybe ahead of its time is the wrong term. Maybe it just felt like it was appropriate for the time, if that makes sense. But I thought the acting in this was good. I thought Farrah Fawcett I hate to say it, she played like the dumb, blonde, naive, I've never been to Earth. What's it like? Tell me, oh, Harvey Keitel. It felt like she played that role excellently. Kirk Douglas plays the he's a laid-back, older guy. He's kind of he takes her under his wing, and that's another kind of creepy thing about it, is he treats her not necessarily like a lover, but more like a daughter in a way, even though, I don't know, it's just a weird, like I said, it's a weird relationship they've got there. But I thought it worked for the story. It worked for the movie. I enjoyed that part. I thought that, because there were parts where you're watching the film and you're like, hold on, what's going on here? And I love that in a movie, when you sit there and you question what is happening, even though you know exactly what's going on. You're like, wait a minute, that's interesting. They did that, and I wasn't expecting it. So I dug that in the film. I really dug that with Saturn III. I thought that like I said, the story itself it works. The acting works. Everything in the film works. It's just a fun romp, guys. It's a fun science fiction film that showcases the beauty of Farrah Fawcett, the acting talents of Harvey Keitel and Kirk Douglas, okay? The special effects, the robot looks like something out of Lost in Space. I mean, we've got this robot running around the space station trying to get them. It looks like something from Lost in Space, but at the same time, it looks decent. I mean, it looks like a 1960s robot, I suppose. It was the 1980s. They could have done better. They could have made it a little more detailed, but I guess they ran out of money because they paid the big bucks for Kirk and Farrah and Harvey. So they didn't have money to spend on making a cool looking robot. Overall, I thought the film worked. I enjoyed it. I would highly recommend watching it if you're a fan of any of these actors, if you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of a weird science fiction story that just kind of out there, check this one out, guys. You can find it on Prime, Peacock, Shout TV, Tubi TV. You can find it all over the place. So you have options to check it out. I highly recommend it. I think you would enjoy it if you checked it out. And that's it for it, guys. That's it for Saturn 3. Thanks so much for hanging around on your way out. Hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, my friends, I am going to keep making them as long as you guys keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you. And I'll see you soon.